Hello and welcome back to World Traveler Commentary. I thought it would be worth providing a few words as far as my own theories about the Korean drone incident and how it might in fact be connected to the war in Ukraine. Now, so let's go over some basic context here. For those not remembering the incident, basically North Korea sent some drones around several Korean cities, including Seoul and Incheon. And these drones flew around the cities for several hours. South Korea tried to intercept them unsuccessfully, managed to crash one of their own fighter jets in the process. Finally, yesterday, the South Korean government issued an apology for being unable to intercept these North Korean drones. I actually don't remember whether the drones eventually crashed or went back over the DMZ. So what's going on here, right? Surveillance drones. Obviously, this is something South Korea would have much preferred to intercept, especially given the use of weaponized small drones in Ukraine for things like delivering hand grenades and other small weapons. And there's no evidence that anybody was in serious danger during this incident, but it's something which has set off a large number of alarm bells. So why is that? I see a few different dimensions on this. This comes not too long after, I think like 1 or 2 weeks after, the Washington Post reported that the U.S. government was trying to buy 100,000 artillery rounds from South Korea to send to Ukraine. South Korea immediately said, oh, wait, we don't send arms to war zones. This isn't for that. And this is probably has put a lot of pressure on the deal not to happen. So this has meant that there's been a lot of pressure from Russia, which is a major trading partner to South Korea, and which South Korea still maintains passable relations with despite the war. But this is one more piece of pressure on that. What I think I'm going to go over my sense of the geopolitics of divided Korea here. And I see Korea very much as a victim of great power politics. And the fact is, Korea is divided because the two great powers involved in the Korean War still want it to be, right? The Korean War never formally ended. It's still sort of in an armistice. And this means that at some point hostilities could, in theory, resume, largely by just simply saying, "Oh no, we're not abiding by the ceasefire anymore." So that's the overall. I mean that's the historical aspect of it. The question is, why haven't we had a peace process? Why isn't North Korea a full-fledged country with UN representation? As far as I know, I think they still don't have UN representation. And the reason for this is that both the US and China have reasons to prefer that Korea remains divided. In Talk of the Nation some years ago, I heard a former Ambassador Kelly to, I can't remember if it was South Korea or North Korea, talk about the American perspective on geopolitics, on divided Korea. And basically what he said was that the fundamental problem that faces American global planners, if you can believe that term, is that China and Korea had, even South Korea, have very, very, very large and deep trading relations. And so if you had a unified Korea, it would probably be sucked into China's sphere of influence. And the fear is that Korea could then be a Chinese dagger pointed at Japan, and the US could be sucked into a much larger geopolitical struggle, and consequently, this would be something that could lessen geopolitical stability in Asia. So the United States sees true presence in South Korea as a way of containing China against Japan. And this is an important piece here. Okay, this is part of the reason why every time South Korea starts making advances towards trying to, put bridges up to North Korea, something comes up to try to scuttle that usually from the United States. For example, North Korea's nuclear weapons program was revealed by the U.S. after one of these incidents. But what about China? Does China want Korea to be divided? And the answer is right now, yes. So the United States has this massive defense obligation to South Korea because of the fact that this Korean War never really formally ended. And so from China's perspective, this provides an ideal place to tie up the United States geopolitically. So while we're trying to position ourselves in between China and Japan in order to maximize our leverage, China sees an opportunity to tie up American military personnel, and equipment, and ammunition against a possible North Korean and Chinese invasion. So, what does this then mean? If the United States is really interested in buying 100,000 artillery shells so they can send more to Ukraine, then this is something which is a little bit of a problem for. This is an opportunity for China to kind of help out Russia a little bit and push South Korea into doing a little bit of saber rattling. That's what's happening here. It's not major saber rattling. It's not, oh my gosh, we're going to have big military exercises near the DMZ. No, this is a small surveillance exercise near across the DMZ into South Korean airspace, and the result is a reminder to South Korea that at any point that China decides, an invasion is quite possible. So, in my view, this is all about making sure that that sale doesn't happen. Making sure that South Korea really can't send large amounts of arms to the United States because they need them there just in case. And I believe that that's probably going to be an extremely effective inducement towards that policy. So this is the so this is an area in which something that's relatively minor is being used to produce some leverage against U.S. allies relating to helping with the Ukraine war effort. It's smart, it's effective, and basically this is, and I expect that this artillery shell deal now simply just cannot go forward. Even if the United States says, oh no, we're just going to replenish our own stockpiles and we're sending other shells to Ukraine, still not going to be possible anymore. So that, I think that's what's going on here. So at any rate, that's pretty much everything I have for you today. If you find this interesting, I hope I've earned a like and a subscription from you. Please share this video if you'd like. And, I'll talk to you soon.